Hi Scorpio, I hope that you're all doing well. We're here with your reading, what you need to know for October. The first card that we have out is Four of Wands. And Ace of Wands. Four of Wands feels like something that's working, and it can also be a time where there's a feeling of peace, even because Four of Wands is connected with harmony and it's connected with stability and things working smoothly. So we start off with that feeling. Now, having this Ace of Wands come up, it's kind of like something new presenting itself within the environment, like a door opening or an option appearing. Because we have Four of Wands here, it can feel like this stuff is working. When you have an Ace of Wands come into the mix, you don't really know how this is going to impact things, and so there can be a question about that. And I'm also seeing King of Cups here. King of Cups and the Magician feels like when it comes to how you're feeling and what you're experiencing, the Magician is feeling like, King of Cups and the Magician is about feeling like your heart and your mind are connected when it comes to the moves that you're making, that there's a clear vision here. Because King of Cups is feeling to me like you are present within the experience that you're having, and then the Magician will be about what you want, and it can even be about what you want next, what you want more of, what your intention is, what are the ideas that you have, even where to go from here. Having this Ace of Wands, this can be now an opportunity that you wanted to now do something you want, to create something you want, for something that you want to materialize, and for you to move that along. I do feel like while you're in the middle of cooking this up, there's some type of news that you get, or there's some type of information that you get coming through. It feels like as you're in the kitchen cooking up this thing, okay? And having the Magician and the King of Cups be there, you know what you're trying to make here with this. So you know what the intention is of the outcome of this recipe, but you're in the middle of doing something. While you're in the middle of doing something, I'm seeing somebody come through and want to talk to you. And it does feel like you're in the middle of doing something when this happens, and this can be news that comes to you while you're in the middle of this. And I even feel like the part of you that's in the middle of something, sort of, it's like you and the soup that you're cooking both look at this person that just walked in the room. Because this even feels like a conversation that you're having between you and yourself here. And then I'm seeing somebody come through as that's happening. Like you being in the middle of figuring something out, of thinking about something, of having a conversation with yourself, and then somebody coming through. It almost feels a little bit like interrupting you in the middle of something. Okay, this is somebody that you're involved with coming through and wanting to talk to you. You're coming out King of Cups, and they're coming out as Queen of Cups, so you guys are linked to one another. I think you're over here thinking about what you want, and while that's happening, I wonder if something going on with this person, they have like some type of news for you. Like like things are good in the beginning with the Four of Wands there. Everything's fine. You're not worried about anything. Things are good. Especially on an emotional level, emotional, spiritual level, psychological level. Having this Ace of Wands feels like new ingredients that you get, and you're having a conversation with yourself like, what am I going to cook with this? And so as you're figuring that out, and as you're sort of making things over here on the stove, I'm seeing this person that you're linked to. So this is somebody that you're connected with already, sort of come into the kitchen and they want to talk to you, and it feels like it's connected with what you're cooking. And I wonder too if immediately there's a little bit of a difference in vision here. Only because the way that I'm seeing this person's energy be when they step towards you, it feels like I don't know if maybe you feel like it undermines what you have going on. I'm seeing how this Knight of Swords is going right for like this back part of the Magician, which almost feels like something like you're in the middle of having this idea of concocting something over here, and this is somebody else's energy. I'm seeing this be the energy of the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is coming through and she's saying something, and it feels like this can be like an undermining almost, or like pull the rug out from underneath, or maybe it's just like I don't know what exactly this would be, but it's something that feels like it interferes with this in some way, or that something that this person says to you, it's going to impact some plan that you have or something that you're trying to do over here. But because it's a sword, this can be bringing light to you. So this can be making you aware of something that you weren't seeing before, or clarifying something, or even giving you important information. So maybe this was also something that you needed anyway, but it can be something that you weren't working with before, or maybe it's just time for this to be happening. Because this is like the focus of your manifestation before it was talking to you, because you were over here. See? Before, you and your manifestation were in the middle of having a conversation, and now both of you guys are looking at this other person coming through and saying something. So now you're looking at this person, and now your manifestation is looking at this person, because it feels like what they're saying is relevant to some type of process you have going on here. And this means too that this can feel, I wonder if it's like an intrusion mentally that you feel, but this can also be a helpful energy too. This person can be bringing something to light for you to clarify something about what you're manifesting, because the Magician is going to be the stuff that's on your mind right now, like what you're working with and what you have going on, and even your intention space. And this is obviously somebody that cares about you, because they're coming out as the Queen of Cups. Like, you guys care about each other. There's an emotional, spiritual connection that's here between the two of you guys. But at first I'm seeing you sort of be alone in the kitchen doing your thing, and then like having your little midnight snack here, and then this person comes through and they're like, I have something to say to you, and it has to do with what you're doing. But yeah, just giving context about who this person is. This is somebody that you have a link with this person, you have a bond, you have a connection to this person. But because of having Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, I do feel like maybe there's a little bit of an opposition at first when this person comes through. Like, they can be approaching something from a different perspective than you were approaching it, but it can also create a single perception too, possibly. I even get the feeling that this person that's the Queen of Cups, they may say something to you before they fully thought about it, but then it's like just out there. Because what I'm almost getting from this is that this person may say something to you about something that you're cooking, and they may like walk in and just say something without really thinking about it. Although this is somebody that obviously cares about you, so they're not doing it to be mean or anything, but they may be somebody that just says things sometimes without fully reflecting. Like, they may say things before they should sometimes, can be the feeling from this. When we have the Four of Wands, we can be happy with the way that things are. Because we have Nine of Swords here, this can be fear of how things can change. If I'm good with things like this, I'm scared of change happening. Well, this energy, as I'm enacting this. I'm scared of change happening because things are good like this. So if change happens, what if I don't like the change? This Ace of Wands, going from Four of Wands to Ace of Wands, Four of Wands is like everything is great, but when you have that Ace of Wands, it introduces a new element to things. And so there can be a little bit of a, I wonder if this person that comes through and says something to you while you're in the kitchen is coming from a place of maybe there being some type of fear. Keep in mind that this roles can be reversed. Somebody can be in the middle of manifesting something and be really excited about an opportunity that they have, and you're coming at it from a space of fear because you're worried about how that's going to impact your relationship with them. And even though you love and you care about this person, you may say something from a place of fear that could potentially like throw this person off a little bit, when they really need to be empowered in order to take this opportunity of the Ace of Wands, because this is them taking control of things. This is them allowing themselves to step into the driver's seat within their life. And so this is a good thing. But yeah, it feels like somebody will say King of Cups is in the kitchen cooking the thing. Queen of Cups comes through and says something that kind of freaks everybody out. And then there's still a need to be showing up and King of Cups still doing what they wanted to do this entire time. And so even though it's coming from a place of care, this can even be a parent for some of you. Maybe you have something going on that you want to do and things are good with the Four of Wands here. And you have somebody that from a place of fear, they say something to you and it can freak you out a little bit here. But there's also a need to understand where this person is coming from and to not take on the projected energy. They're just worried because they don't want there to be like a type of change that they don't want to experience with you. Because I'm seeing things actually be good between the two of you. So when there's that element of something coming through where change can happen, it can set people off. There can be a fear of, if things are good like this, why are we changing them? But change is inevitable. And there's a beautiful opportunity here. So why wouldn't we go for that when that's something exciting? And that's why we're here, to experience things and to grab opportunities and to be excited about it. So that can be what happens within the energy. Know too that if you don't have somebody around you all up in your business, this can be you communicating back and forth with yourself, where at first you're in a grounded energy and you feel good about things, and then the part of you that feels things very deeply and can also maybe get scared and feel vulnerable is coming through and then freaking you out and messing with your head, like you messing with your own head here from a place of anxiety and fear, and is making it more difficult for you to do what you need to do here. So you basically have to work through the fear of change ultimately in order to step up and to embrace the new energy that is now available. And that in that moment, that's where the breakthrough is. There is a clear cognition things are going to be great. What happens is that there can be how's this going to work? How am I going to fare? How am I going to do this? And then that moment where the doing is actually happening and things turn out fantastically. I'm seeing them be really, really wonderful with the Nine of Pentacles here. This means that one does a superb job. And also too, that there's really nothing to worry about in the environment as well. Things will be enjoyed where they're in the way that they are unfolding and where it's going to. There's definitely a need to work with a fear having to do with one doing something themselves. This is giving me a bit of an Aries energy here, or like a Mars energy here, where one needs to really show up and take charge and initiate and do what needs to be done. But it looks like there's anxiety prior to that, but then there's the stepping up, and then there's the things actually going really, really well when one shows up. Really, really well with the Nine of Pentacles. This is like things turning out very ideally. So all of this worrying wasn't for nothing. I mean, I'm sure we gained things as we went through it. Feels like this allows for building confidence as well. Yeah, this is either your energy or it's somebody around you, because it's not so much who it is, it's that you're going to be experiencing this energy in some form. There's an agenda here to move with the flow and move with the inspiration of things, and I'm seeing an energy, regardless of how it manifests, I'm seeing that there's an energy that has a fear. It can be a fear of being abandoned. It can be a fear of not being good enough. It can be a fear of things are good, and what if they change, and then it's going to change in a way that I don't like. It's like that type of thing that I'm seeing here. But this is a very, this is like a shadow channel. This is like a shadow station that one tunes into, and I'm seeing them communicate something or take action from that place. And for many of you, this will probably be an interpersonal relationship. Although what this means is that if somebody comes through and they're on a station of fear communicating with you, it does feel like you're receptive to that in a moment, because this is somebody that you're linked to, so you're impacted by this person. And you need to recognize that that's where this person is coming from. This person is not giving you, when they come through and say this to you, this isn't coming from their higher self. It's not coming from their intuition. This is coming from a place of fear. And so recognize that. And if this is all within you, recognize that. If you have something that you're doing where you're like, this is exciting, a door is opening, of course I'm going to go through this opportunity, and then you start thinking about things, and then you start getting concerned about things, worried about things. What if this changes that? What if things aren't going to be okay? Know that you tuned into a different station that is a fear station, and you have to change the channel back. Because this is an energy that you are stepping into that is one where there is self-belief and capability. And this fear is something that would keep you from that. Like you're not ready, but you are ready. And that's why going this way is really the way to go here. But I'm definitely seeing either a thought or somebody coming through and giving you some type of word here that comes from a shadow space. It comes from a place of ignorance, and even though they can be well-meaning, I do see it as being well-meaning. It's like well-intended bad advice. Just know it for what it is and don't absorb it. Or if you do get caught up in it, sort of work this through. Because it's not something that you need to allow to stop you. Because you already know what you're doing here. And things are going to be even happier than they were before. We are ending with the Ten of Cups. one of the happiest cards in the deck. And so we start off with things being actually fantastic, and then we end with things being even better. That is your forecast for the month. You've been working on this, so it's not just like this just happens. You've been cultivating this. This is the way that you've been investing. It's going to be reflective of that. You're going to be very happy with things. I think too that whether this energy is yours or it's somebody else's coming through and saying something to you, basically you're going to be showing this person something by showing up and stepping up that I think is going to be really helpful to them, because they come through in an element where there is fear there, and by you still showing up and doing your thing, there's something that's sort of going to be shown to this person. There's something that's going to be sort of like proven to this person that I think will be a necessary experience for them to have to really witness what is possible, and it's going to replace their doubts. So you're not only doing this for you, you're also benefiting this person around you by doing your thing here. You're going to be finding more of what you're looking for. And what I'm also seeing too is that something that you're trying to do here, it is beyond a possibility. This is something that you are really going to see that a vision that you have is absolutely possible and in reach for you. And you will watch things fall into place. You're going to see your environment support you with something that you're trying to do here. And it's going to be very amazing how things come together. Keep in mind, this is energy that will be playing out throughout the month. So even though we kind of talked about it as if it's like one event, this is something that's going to span the month, most likely. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.